For just about 2 months now, Rockstar has been teasing us over in GTA Online with the promise of another event week. I'm not even joking. If you go back, 8 or 9 event week newswires so far, which is roughly 2 months, they have said the same thing. Look out for more details in the coming weeks on future updates to GTA Online. And over the past 2 months, no additional information. No screenshots, not even a little tease or taste of what we can expect from the summer update for GTA Online. At this point, we might as well call it a summer update because that's probably around the time that we're going to be getting it, hopefully. So I was brainstorming the other night with Riley, and she came up with a good idea for a video this week. So shout out to Riley for the idea of doing a summer 2020 wish list. And I gave you all about a day to, I know it was short notice, so I do apologize for that, but I gave you all the opportunity to submit your predictions, your ideas regarding what you would like to see in a summer 2020 update to GTA Online via the community tab as well as our Discord. So with that out of the way, let us start off with the community tab, and then we'll move on over to the Discords. Let's see. First off, let's go to Lucas. The DLC's got to be in depth. I don't care what the theme is or what it's about. It just needs to be fun and no overpowered vehicles. And short, sweet, to the point. And I think a lot of people within the community agree with you on that, Lucas. I personally don't have a problem with militarized vehicles like new fighter jets, attack helicopters, things that actually make sense. But no more broomsticks or orbital cannons, please, Rockstar. See, no, just something new and different that will blow people away like the Casino and Casino Heist DLC. So I feel like that they've milked the Casino for all it's worth with 2 updates, which is fine. But hopefully they'll go into a different direction with the summer update. Let's see, King Cabot says, an underwater naval heist update where we get new hybrid vehicles that can go underwater and fly. There's also new business where you can deliver stuff to sailors or hunt down ships. Maybe a new underwater settlement that you can build. The heist itself would evolve around your infiltrating Clifford's new underground base. And let's see where he has nuclear weapon factory. Also new weapons such as a grappling hook and a hook gun are introduced. So Clifford survives. He's underwater in a secret base. That's interesting. But still, it's always a possibility that we may have not seen the last of Clifford. But a lot of us think that a naval update will probably be a future update, if not the next one, because there was some rumors and some speculation that came out a while back, leaked information about, 2 or 3 years ago, that Rockstar was working on a naval update. Let's see, Bagman, a.k.a. Gooey, see a nice story involving Vincent, Clifford, Bogdan, possibly Navy, new businesses that pays itself fast, decent cars with no handling flags, and overall good quality content, and hopefully a trailer soon. A trailer, a screenshot, scraps, that's all we're asking for, Rockstar. Maybe by Thursday's event week, they'll finally give us something more when it comes to the next update. A screenshot, a tease, something. Next, let's go to Commander McGarrett. Give me a Silverado 1500 to classy. Yeah, okay, a Dodge Ram 3500. That would be the happiest man. So it would be cool if they actually added some new trucks to GTA Online, because I'm also a truck guy. I like muscle cars, sports cars, supercars. But most of my vehicles have been trucks. I currently drive a Honda Ridgeline. I love it. Sexy truck. I like a version of a Honda Ridgeline in GTA Online, and I also would like a trucks class, as I might have mentioned once or twice over the years. Let's see, Maddie, let's see, all cars going to the Benny's workshop are a Navy DLC. I think what Maddie means is the customization, the in-depth ability to take your cars into Benny's and customize them to the levels of the lowrider vehicles. That would be awesome if they did add more customization for like the muscle cars, sports cars, supercars, etc. There's a few like that they did eventually add for you to customize in Benny's, but I think there's some sort of issue with Benny's, glitch-wise, mod-wise, that Rockstar decided to stop allowing that as a place for you to go and have customization. But at the same time, yeah, I agree. I like as much customization for vehicles as possible. And once again, another vote for a naval-themed update to GTA Online. With the community tab predictions and submissions out of the way for GTA 2020 update for the summertime, let us move on to Discord with Snake, a water-based DLC with new boats, water-based storage for boats, business opportunities on or near the water. And once again, you're going to see a common theme when it comes to some of these submissions is a lot of us think that a future update, perhaps the next one, will involve the ocean, a naval themed update because of the leaked information that came out some time ago. Plus, it makes sense because the largest portion of the map in GTA Online is the Pacific Ocean itself, along with the Alamo Sea, which for the most part is very underused. And it just seems like a great opportunity for a future update to do something a little different than what's already been done previously in the game. Next, let's go to Kane. I kind of want to see another fun and enjoyable replay update again. I love the casino updates, especially Casino Heist. It has the most replayability in GTA updates since Heist back in 2015, along with import-export. My suggestion for DLC would be, say it with me, a Mafia Dlc. So this is something that Kane has been wanting a very long time, a Mafia-themed update. I'd like to see the return of a proper criminal underworld update. I kind of got that with the Casino Heist, but with the Mafia update, that would seal the deal for you and many others. Operations like stealing unmarked cigarettes, alcohol, high-value cars, drugs, weapons, and then later sell them off for profit. You'll see mansions will be a welcome new property, which can also serve as a base of operations. I hope that eventually they do add mansions and a lot of customization with the mansions. I realize they won't be cheap, but I would also like them to add some mini games that we've been wanting for a while now. Like, for example, bowling, maybe your own 2-lane bowling alley so we could go bowling with Roman. Or pool table, that would be fun as well. And a lot of other cool stuff with a mansion update, something that the community has been wanting for many years now. Let's see, next, a new contract system would be cool to see. They tried it with research, but it fell flat on its face because it took too long to get the item you wanted. Add that with the RNG length. Nah. This contract system, you can choose your contracts at any time. They range in difficulty. See, easy ones would be like get 10 player kills with special carbine. Add much harder ones like complete Act 3, rescue Agent 14 without Agent 14 or your team dying on hard. The contracts will reward you with money, RP, casino chips. Easy payout with range. See, and that's Kane's summer wish list. And Kane, thank you for your wish list. Moving on now to Sparing Donkey. An overhaul to our characters' phones are much needed. I would like to see a hide contacts option within the phone and a block option so that we no longer have to get these random phone calls from these NPCs. So yeah, hide contacts option, a block option for the NPCs would be fantastic so they would stop annoying us. You could stow away useless contacts to an easily accessible menu. That could be accessible through a button press or something. Update models and ringtones would be cool. I think that that's something a lot of players would want. It's a small thing, but even in Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode, there was at least 3 different phone models. You know, one for Franklin, one for Michael, one for Trevor. Yet everybody in GTA Online has to use the iFruit phone. And it would be cool if we had a little bit of variety there. But it's a small thing, but it's kind of a big thing because it gives you a little bit more customization for your character. Let's see, I would also like to see the jobs menu be updated to be more, let's see, accordion style. Let's see, what I mean by this is instead of having every map to every adversary mode displayed all at once, the name of the mode should be only shown. Only then we'll be clicking on the mode, give you the map in a singular mode. They shouldn't stop there. Contact missions should be sorted to their respective mission givers. And they should allow us to once again replay contact missions like they did back in the day. For the longest time, contact missions have been disabled after you complete them. So it'd be nice if they would just re-enable the replay option for contact missions. I'm just throwing that in. Let's see, these 2 changes alone would probably enhance GTA Online's quality of life and make things less cluttered as well. Thank you for your wish list, Sparing Donkey. Moving on to Riley, who once again deserves a shout out for coming up with the suggestion. Let's see, GTA Online Summer 2020 update. I'm going to keep this simple right here. We need more GeauxBurns helicopters. In 2019, we got nothing except supercars and sports cars. When it comes to the theme of the DLC, we should get either Cops and Crooks or a Naval DLC, but most importantly is the thing to fix, rework the Mark II oppressor, aka the broomstick, as it removes any type of vehicle PvP variation in free roam, making the game boring and predictable. And I agree entirely. I feel like Rockstar needs to do something with the Oppressor Mark II to nerf it a little bit more. Take it out of the motorcycles category, make it to where it's not able to be spawned through an MC, and give it a few limitations. It's something Riley and I and many others have talked about for quite a while now. I would also love to see a little search bar looking for a job in the adversary mode or race, making sure that you find the job faster and easier. The ability to hide contacts, remove the BST from the CEO menu, lower the EXP ammo from Sniper 40 to 20, and only be able to use Ghost Organization during sourcing or selling cargo so it's not abused. And I think that's a good idea. They should limit Ghost Organization only when you happen to be doing a mission like sourcing or selling cargo or something else that would make logical sense for the use of Ghost Organization, not, for try-hard griefer tactics. Let's see, I would also like to see a lower hitbox for helicopters when it comes to homing missiles. It gives them a chance to survive against missile spammers and more armor when it comes to bullets hitting the heli. FMJ armor piercing. Hollow point ammo needs to be buffed and damaged, and incendiary ammo nerfed for snipers. Let's see, this is my patch wish list for the next update. And yeah, there's some helicopters that are not armored as well as they should be. Like, for example, a lot of us really want the Valkyrie to be a little bit stronger like it is during one of the heists for Humane Labs. It would be cool. Maybe if it wasn't that strong, but at least a little bit stronger than it currently is. And I'm going to go ahead and add my ideas for what I would like to see to go along with the Naval update. So Riley and I have talked about a lot about the need for new militarized vehicles. Now there's a difference between vehicles that exist in real life that would make sense in GTA Online and vehicles like the broomstick, which is more of like a Saints Row type vehicle, like in Saints Row the Third. Let's see, I would also love to see let's see the introduction of the F-14 along with the F-22, F-35, the Typhoon, the Su-35, the Rafale. A few other fighter jets, maybe not all of those, and maybe some new attack helicopters. It would make sense with a naval-themed update, along with oil derricks as a new property, Bogdan as the go-to guy for us to have that contact with, and obviously new missions, new jobs, opportunities, along with some new boats. Because if it's a naval update, we need kind of sort of some naval stuff like a World War II customizable PT boat. That'd be awesome. Maybe a mini attack sub, a weaponized hovercraft, along with, the usual clothing and weapons that would be naval themed. Also, you would get new cars. So there would be new cars as well, just like with any other GTA update. And I would love to also see them finally add the aircraft carrier, the USS Lexington, in the spot that you usually see it in during the heist that it's used for. Because I think it would be a good secondary military base for you to go to and do missions at, raid for like hydras or lasers. So I always like the idea of them adding the USS Lexington to free roam. And it would just serve as another Fort Zancudo, another place you could go to. But if you go, you would automatically get 5 stars. It would just be an interesting place to venture to, just for fun. And let's see, moving on to Red, the quality of life update. You can rename properties, revamp the Rockstar editor with more camera options like motion blur, more camera distance, being able to buy special ammo during missions, same as Riley. Rework the Mark II oppressor, nerfing it even more, like removing it from the MC category. Exactly, Red, I agree. Limiting their homing rockets to only 4. Any DLC doesn't treat the game as a second job is welcome in my books. Yeah, I agree entirely, Red. Let's see, moving on again to Spare and Donkey. Rename your properties, especially if you get mansion estates, would be epic. I don't think we're ever going to be able to rename like the current properties we have, like the apartments, high-end apartments, etc. But for mansions, it would be cool if we had the ability, similar to the CEO businesses, to have like a plaque on the wall. And like I would call mine like Burns Manor or whatnot, but that it's a small thing, but it's something I think a lot of us would like customization wise when it comes to the mansions, if we ever get mansions. Let's see, Kari, honestly, I really don't know. All I want is something like Kane said that has good replay value, not an update with some crappy adversary modes and nobody will play outside double or triple cash events. And I agree entirely, Kari. That's one thing I really liked about the casino heist, is it definitely gave us options when it came to tackling the casino heist and different replayability to it, like Kane was talking about. So I think that's the direction Rockstar should go when it comes to future heists. If there's going to be more heists for GTA, obviously that's the route that they should take, especially if they're planning on doing heists for Red Dead Online in the near future, hopefully. Before we wrap up, I do have a few other things to add to the wish list. Now, we already went over my thoughts about a naval-themed update, how I would like it to involve, you know, some new boats, fighter jets, attack helicopters, maybe even some sea life. I know that's probably too much to ask. Even though we can't have wildlife in GTA Online, maybe they could bring over the sea life, like sharks, killer whales, dolphins, etc., just to make the ocean around the map a little bit more alive. And maybe they could add an explorer element to a naval-themed update. We could go down there and look for sharks and whales, and maybe it would make the oceans a little bit more dangerous with you swimming out there having to worry about sharks, you know, making a lunch or a dinner out of you. But we definitely need some new land, sea, and air vehicles. It's been a very long time since we've had new militarized vehicles. I know some people don't care for them, but as long as they keep them aligned with quote-unquote real-life militarized vehicles, I think it'll be just fine. I just don't want to see another, like an Oppressor Mark III or some other nonsense. Like fighter jets, new attack helicopters, or like we talked about, PT boat or a mini attack sub, or even like a weaponized hovercraft would be awesome, because we've had hovercraft in previous GTAs. Another update idea that Riley has mentioned, and this is something that many others have been wanting for the past few years, is a Cops and Crooks themed update to GTA Online, giving you the opportunity to play as a police officer. I guess it would be very similar to the bounty hunter role in Red Dead Online, but a lot more complex, and definitely with some replayability to it. So you would get the opportunity to be a cop, to go after like criminal NPCs, and maybe even criminal players that have bounties on them. It would be an interesting new dynamic to add to GTA Online, the ability to go from being a criminal to being a cop. Well, obviously, you'd still be a little bit of both. There's plenty of real-life cops that kind of went on both sides, where, you know, by day they were a law enforcement officer, while they also had some shady stuff going on, or they were on the take. So you could go that route where it's more in a gray area, where you're trying to do some good, but you're still a criminal, the anti-hero of the game. So I would like the ability to like have different like police-themed missions, where you would go after first NPCs, and maybe to a higher degree other players. You would be given like the ability to tase, pepper spray, even arrest criminals instead of simply killing them in the game. And you would also have a different maybe departments you could be part of. I don't think they're ever going to be this complex, but maybe they would give you the ability to have like a rank system. You would just start off as like a cadet. You'd have to go through basic training in order to officially become a cop. And once you are, you start off at the bottom as an officer. Then you work your way up, you know, to being like a corporal, a sergeant. You maybe even make detective, or maybe eventually you catch the eye of Noose and you can become like a Noose operative, maybe even in the FIB. And I'd also like a variety of different like uniform clothing options from previous GTAs, including Los Santos, as well as Liberty City, Vice City, San Fierro, along with Las Venturas, vehicles, as well as uniforms. The rank system would be awesome. And some of the other vehicles like the FIB SUV, the FIB Buffalo. Some of you know I kind of like the FIB Buffalo. That's one of the vehicles I love driving around in GTA 4, and it'd be cool to have my very own FIB Buffalo, as well as being an FIB agent. Maybe that's like at the very top of the list. You can go all the way from being like a cadet to eventually an FIB agent, or, you know, someone that's working in Noose, I guess a Noose operative. All the police vehicles would be customizable, and you could only have one of these vehicles if you happen to take on the law enforcement role in GTA Online. And some other vehicles, like from previous game, GTA 4, you may have heard of it, like the Noose Patriot or the Police Stinger. And there's probably a few other interesting vehicles that they could add as well through the law enforcement role for GTA Online, including the San Andreas Highway Patrol. I forgot to mention the San Andreas Highway Patrol. It is in GTA 5 briefly, but yeah, so I mean, that's just a variety of options, just a small taste of what a potential Cops and Crooks update could be to the game. Something else that I've been wanting for quite a while now, and this is probably a long shot, which is why I saved it for the very end of my summer 2020 wish list, a map expansion to the game. Now, there's plenty of other games out there, like World of Warcraft, that have had map expansions over the years, and I think that even though the map of GTA Online is beautiful, and it's a pretty decent sized map, but we've been playing on it for a very long time now, and it would be nice if we at least had somewhere else to go. Like, I would cite two examples. North Yankton, maybe they would have completed North Yankton by now. Probably a pipe dream, I know. And it would be nowhere near the size of Southern San Andreas, maybe half the size at best, but that would be another location we could venture off to via the airport. Or maybe like a new updated version of Liberty City, which is something that has been leaked and rumored for quite a while now, whether they're intending it for a map expansion for GTA Online or they have it ready for the next GTA game coming out sometime, hopefully by 2023 or 2024, maybe even sooner. And other map expansions that are less likely at the moment, San Fierro, Las Venturas. So at the very least, it would be cool if we would get a map expansion involving North Yankton or Liberty City, because our protagonists actually do come from Liberty City to Los Santos at the very beginning of our tutorial in GTA Online. So it would be kind of interesting if they actually did like a story arc with the GTA Online protagonist, our character, going home. I know not everybody considers Liberty City their quote-unquote home, but at the same time, it would be cool if we actually could venture back to Liberty City and there were properties we could buy, missions we could do, contacts. It would add life to this game, and I think it would bring a lot more people back to GTA Online, and it would just be another place that we could venture to besides Southern San Andreas. And obviously, it would be a fast travel system, and you'd have to pay a certain amount of money to quote-unquote fly back and forth from Southern San Andreas to Liberty City and back and forth. But at the same time, I'm down with it. I don't have a problem with it. I think it would be a lot of fun if they added a map expansion to GTA Online. I doubt it's going to happen at this point, but you never know. So anyways, thank you to everybody on Discord as well as the YouTube community tab for your summer 2020 wish list submissions. And if there's any of these submissions that you liked, or if you have any of your own, feel free and leave them below in the comments section.